Hey, today is 24th of April 2013, and I just got a question from one of the girls on my YouTube videos. She asked me the following: do you think it's necessary to have a guide because in Abajania, because she called to Posada and they told her that it's necessary to book a guide, like for 1 week it costs $300, and they sell her all those crap stories like uh, no, the guide charges 350 and Posada probably takes like 20% or something like that. Or maybe that's I don't want to blame somebody, but maybe that's the old woman that talks in the Posada. I don't know. So that's like 350 per week. I don't know how much is that per month, or 1,000 just for a guide. And let me tell you what this guy does. He waits you. He like maybe at the dinner you get together and they talk crap about, like, I don't know what they talk about, some necessary stuff, and then they translate your disease. Like, I'm gonna, like, I just am reading her comment. The guide will says she will help with translation and food while resting after surgery, and getting a taxi to the waterfall and setting up appointment with Crystal Bed. Now I will talk about all those four necessary things that you cannot do without a guide. That's a joke, right? First, about the translation. You don't need a guide who will translate your notes into Portuguese so John of God can understand. There are like two translators outside the casa before you go in that translates notes from English to Pausada. You get a small paper, they write it down, and then you hand it to John of God or to him before you talk with John of God. So they do it. You don't need a guide for that, and the guide, it's like a scam. Like, I'm seeing it right here right now. uh, you don't need a guide, and she probably doesn't know Portuguese. Maybe she does, but the official translators translate everything you tell them into small notes. Like, you get 3.3 things you can ask John of God, and you don't need a guide for that. She's not gonna help in any way with this. Those translations are free and everybody can get them. Just come before 2 o'clock or before you go into the casa in the line, and they will translate everything you tell them too. And there's food while resting after surgery. Apparently, yeah, I got that experience too. They brought me food on the surgery day. You have to be in isolation for 24 hours. But I see restaurants or posada bringing food to their patients for free. So if the posada doesn't offer that, I think you should switch the posada. But you know what? You go to the lunch before the surgery, and some friend can bring you lunch or dinner, or the posada should do that. I see some stuff from posada where I eat. They bring the food to the people in the room all the time. So that's the second thing. Getting a taxi to the waterfall. Oh, that's another scam. You can call any taxi available there, and you can even walk there. You don't need a taxi. You can take a small walk. It's gonna be good for you, and you don't need a guide to do that. And setting up appointment with Crystal Bed. Oh, that's another scam. Like, you just go into that small room outside of the casa. I mean, they are there. You just ask where it is, and just talk with the staff who do Crystal Beds, and just pay and go in. The line is never big, so you can schedule it or do it immediately. You don't need a guide for this. Yeah, the girl who asked me here, like, to me it doesn't seem like I really need to pay someone to help with this. That's true. They're just trying to leech off you and take your money. You see, the original stuff here and John of God, everything is free. You have to pay for the water, but that's so cheap. And for the herbs, I understand. You give them like a little bit money, $30, maybe that's 60 bucks per month. And water, if you buy the I just refill my bottles with water, but it's the big bottle is like $1.50, and the small bottle is $1. It's not a big issue. You see, the original John of God doesn't make money so much. It makes money like because there are a lot of people, but it's not about making money. But this Posada and these greedy guides are making me sick, and you don't need to support this stuff. I first arrived into Posada, Brazil, that had like a horrible mold infested rooms, and they charge like over 75 reals per day. So how much is that? With 3 meals, 75 times 30. It's over 1,000 euros for a small infested room with mold, cold rooms. It's horrible. So I switched to the house and private house. So my suggestion is, don't be exploited with these guides. You just talk to people. If you need something, they will explain. These guides are here just to make money and exploit the whole thing here in Abadiânia. So I really recommend not to do it. If you have more questions, just shoot me an email or comment. I'm gonna also create a website where I'm gonna give more information and how to get all the necessary information about Abadiânia before you come here. I'm just setting up a website, so it's gonna be up soon. Thank you very much. Good luck. Peace.